All right, statistics. We're looking at graphs and displays. So for this video, I'm going to just put it on my screen here. We're just going to look at some of these graphs on the screen. Okay. Now this first one here, we see up in the top, we have what's called, this is a stem and leaf plot over here. A stem and leaf plot. And if you notice, it has a 18, 19, 20, and 21. We can probably get on it a little bit better. And it has a key. 18/1 means 181. So you can see here, this is 181, 181, 182, 185, 188, and it just keeps going on. The highest number is 210, 218, 210, 211, 212, 213, 215, 218. Okay, this is a stem and leaf plot. Now, what this is saying on here is, what could this stem and leaf plot mean? So you have the highest yearly temperature for a sample of deserts. Well, I would hope no desert would be 218 degrees. So I don't think it's that one. The ages of a sample of residents in a retirement home, I don't think we got any 218-year-olds. Top speed in miles per hour of a sample of sports cars. That could be possible because I have heard of some cars going 218 miles per hour. Let's think about that one. Let's go to D. Time in minutes it takes a sample of employees to drive to work. 218 minutes driving to work. That would be like 3 hours. I don't know if people are going to be driving 3 hours to work. So I'm really thinking it's C here. Okay. And yeah, there you go. That's right. Okay. Here's another one. All right, on this one here, we're working with a dot plot. Okay, let's look at our dot plot here. You see the dots. And so what this means is like at 60 right here, it looks like there's 3 of those. And then this is, what is it, 64? There's one at 64, there's one at 66, and you can see here's the most looks like it's at 80. There's 4 at 80 right there. This is what you call a dot plot. All right, this says over here, choose the correct answer, match this plot with a possible description, just like the previous problem we did. So the time in minutes it takes a sample of employees to drive to work. Okay, now this is, looks like 60 minutes is the lowest and like 100 minutes. And I would say most people driving to work are not going to be driving an hour or more. I'd say some people would be driving maybe just 5 minutes. So I don't think it's A. The ages and years of a sample of residents at a retirement home. Now that could be possible there, because see, in a retirement home you got 60-year-olds and you got all the way up to 90. What is the highest there? 97? That could be possible. There's 4 80-year-olds. All right, we'll think about B there. Let's go to C. The grade point averages of a sample of students with the finance majors. All right, grade point averages are like 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's not that. The highest yearly temperature for a sample of deserts. Okay, I tell you what, a 60-degree desert, I don't think that would be much of a desert. So I'm believing it's the B answer. Yep, and that's right. All right, good deal. Okay, now on this problem, okay, we've got us a stem and leaf plot right here. Okay. Now this says choose the correct actual data. All right, so if you look at this, we got a 28, we got a 33, we got a 41, 43, 43, 44, 47, 47, 49. Now we're looking for the right one over here. So let's see here, we got 28 and 33, that 2.8, no, this ain't it, it's not B, it's not C. All right, it could be D, it's A or D so far, because you got, I'm sorry, yeah, I was looking at the screen. It could be A or D because you got 28, you got 33, you got 41, 43. All right, this has 2 43s. If you go back over here, it has 2 43s. This one only has 1, so the answer's got to be D. So I'm going to click on D there. And that is right. Okay. All right, let's go down to number 5 here. Okay. So now 5, let's get a new one. This one's already been worked. We'll do a new one. All right. So we see this graph here. Give 3 observations that can be made from this graph. All right. So you have okay. All right. So over here it says site what has the most users. All right. Looks like A right here has the most users to me. So we're going to select A here, and that's right. Okay. Now site what has the fewest users. All right. Well, that's got to be E right here. E. So I'm going to put E on that, and we're good to go. All right. Then it says sites whatever have about the same number of users. Or if you look at the graph here, it looks like these two right here are about the same, aren't they? So it looks like B and C. So let's select B and C right there. Okay, and we're good to go. That is that question. Some of these are rather simple. Some of them. All right, let's look at this one here. This one has this little challenging here. All right, so we've got this pie graph, and we want to select all the conclusions that we can get from this pie graph. So the first one, tailgaters irk drivers the most. All right, what this is now, let's see here. How other drivers irk us. You know, we get aggravated at other people driving. All right, so this says tailgaters irk drivers the most. Let's find tailgaters on there. Tailgating is 23%. And if you look at all the other percents, I think that is right. Tailgating irks us the most. I'm going to select it. It says select all the conclusions. So let's look at the next one here. Using a cell phone irks drivers the most. No, tailgaters does. Cell phone's 21, so I didn't click that. All right, so B's not right. C, most drivers are irked by the same thing. No, it's spread out all over the board there, so I don't think it's C. On D, the percentages sum up to more than 100%. Well, let's start right here. 3, 24, 28. I'm adding them up. I want to say 28, so that's going to be 51, 55, 65, 78, 80, 91, 98, 100. No, it's 100, so this is not right. E here, ignoring signals irks drivers the least. All right, let's see here. Not too cautious is the least, isn't it? 2%. 2%'s the least, so that's not right. Too cautious driver, yeah, that's the least right there, this one. So I think that's all we can gather from that. All right, fantastic. So being able to read data and stuff from this. All right, here's one that might take you a little bit of time. Okay, we've got some information here we want to put in the stem and leaf plot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down right here and I'm going to plot them in there. So 75. All right, so I'm going to put me a 5 here. And then 83. I'm going to put me a 3 there. Then I'll go to this next column. All right, so I've got an 85, so let's put me a 5 in. And these need to be in order. So I'm going to put the 5 after the 3. Then I got 92. Okay, and as I put them in there, put them in order. All right, there's the first 2 columns. Now I go to this one, 90. All right, the 0 goes before 2. And then I got 94. 4 goes after the 2. And you want to keep them in order. Then I got 80. All right, 80 and 68. And then 87. 7 goes here. And 75, another 5. So it don't matter if it goes in the front or the back of that one. All right, then I've got 65 and 91. So 5 here. And then 91 here. right, then I got 82 and 96, so 82 here, 96 there, 88 and 87, so 87, 88, 95 and 76, 95 right here, 76 right there, two 91s, so I'm going to put both 91s in there, 75, let's put another 5 in here, 85, and then I got 80 and 69. And there it is. Okay. Now I just want to show you this real quick. If I did not put them in order, like if I put the 9 right there in front of the 8, it's not in order. And if I check it, it's going to tell me I got a mistake. Okay. The 9 needs to be after the 8. So let's just put the 8 and then the 9. And now check it. So you got to have them all in there perfectly. Okay. Let's go down to this one. Okay, now it says use a dot plot to display the data. Well, here's 4 different dot plots. Which one is the correct one? So the way I would approach this, I would look and see what's different in the dot plots. So if you notice at 110, they all have 1 dot at 110. All right, then if you go to 120, there's 3, 3. Okay, now look here at 115. There's 2 here at 115 on this one. So let's look at and see if there's any 115s. Okay, so if I look through there, I do not see any 115. So this one's wrong. This one's wrong because it's got those 2 115s right there. So this is out. So it's got to be A, C, or D. So let's go to the 120. See, they got 3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots. 125, 111. We just want to look for something that's different. There's 2 for a little while here. All right, look at here at 150. No, that's all right. 155. All right, 155 has 2 there, none here, and then there's 1 there. So this is going to define it. 155 has 1 there, none, and 2. So let's look and see how many there are on 155s. Okay, there's 1. It looks like there's only 1 155. Look through there again. Yep, so the one that has 1, which is this one over here, this must be the correct one over here. Okay, and we're right. Good deal. Okay. Number 10 here. Okay, so we have some data over here, and this is which plot represents the dot plot of the data. Now notice on these here, these are like bars, like little bars. And so now you see these little things here, you can blow them up. If I hit this one here, it just puts it on a different scale here, different window. And now you can see the dots are broken up here. Like see here at 11, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now if I come over here and I just blow it up like this right here, see it just makes it bigger and bigger. But you see at 11 how it's got just these 2 things. And so what this tells me that this big bar right here is worth 3, and then this bar is worth 2. This bar right here is only worth 1. So see you got this bar here, this is 3, and then 1, that'd be 4. But you can't just do this here and you could see a little bit better on that. It makes more sense. Okay, so again on this, we just want to compare the 4 graphs and see what's different on them. Let me tell you what. Let me hit this a couple times. And I'll do it. Make them all bigger so it'll be easier to see. We can see the differences on them. Okay, so let's look for something that's different in them. And just looking through there. Okay, it looks like at 12. I went this way looking, and these look the same here, but at 12, look here. This looks like it's a 3. That looks like it's a 2. That's a 2. And then this is a 5. So let's look at 12s, and that'll rule out 1 or 2 for us. So 12s, if I go down through here, here's a 12. There's 1. No. 2. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I'm over here. There's 1, 2. Looks like there's just 2 12s. So that means right here, it could be this one. This is not it. This is showing 5. Over here, now that's 3. Here's 2. So it's got to be one of these 2 here. These 2 on the bottom are out because their 12s are not right. All right, so it's got to be one of these 2. So let's go find another one that's different. Now, if you look at 11, this looks like it has 3 11s, whereas this one just shows 2 11s. So let's go look at 11s. So if here's an 11 right there, 1, 2. Two 11s. All right, so that's this one. See, this one over here has 3 11s. So my answer's got to be B. So let's click it there. And good shape. All right, good deal. Let's go to this one. This one looks interesting. Got some pie graphs. So on this one, use a pie chart to display the data, which represent the numbers of student loan borrowers by balance owed in a recent quarter, describing any patterns. All right, so you have 1 to 10,000. Then you got 10,000, 25,000, 25,000 to 50,000, and you got 50,000 plus. Now, I don't know what these numbers here mean because they don't add up to 100%. So I don't know about those numbers. If we just look at the numbers in general, all right, the biggest one is the 15.2, which is 1 to 10,000. Now, if you go down here, 1 to 10,000 is in blue. This is not the biggest one here. See, if you look at the numbers here, this is the biggest right here, 1 to 10,000. Oh, 1 to 10,000 has the biggest numbers here. See, these are all smaller. So this is the biggest. So 1 to 10,000 is blue. It should be the biggest. So see, these 2 here, blue is not the biggest. It's got to be one of these 2. So we're at these 2 here. So could be one of those 2. Now let's look at the other percents. Let's see here. All right, so if you look at the next biggest, it should be 10 to 25,000, which is the red. So red should be next biggest. All right, so we done determined that it's got to be one of these 2. And I'm kind of thinking it's B because see how C here, it looks like C is not as big as the green, the green. The red's not as big as the green, and red should be next in size. I think it's B. I think it's B right here because we got the biggest, and that's the next biggest, and you could look at the other ones, but I think it's going to be it. Yeah. Okay, what we have here. All right, these are medal counts for 5 countries at a recent international sports competition. You got country A, B, C, D, and E. So here's all my different countries. Now, this is called a Pareto chart. See right here, Pareto, because they're put in order from greatest to least. So you got your biggest one, and then they just go down. So all these look good as far as biggest and then going down to least. And what we got to do is we got to look at our medals and see. So if you look up here, it says A had 49, 56, 110. All right, 110 is the most. So C should be first. So this is the only one right here. It's got to be this one. It had the most. All right, so now which country won the greatest number of medals? Well, that is C. And which one had won the fewest? That would be A. Okay, all right, we're in good shape. All right, we'll go to 13 here. All right, this is a scatter plot. All right, let me put a new one on there. Here's a scatter plot. It says use scatter plot to display the data shown. All right, you got to click on this to show the data. So you got hours and then hourly wage. Okay, so we need to look and see which one of these is the right one. I can't get it to move around. Okay, so I'm looking. Okay, I'm looking at the difference in the charts, and then what I noticed right here at 45, see how this is at like a little bit below, is at 17, and at 45, that's way up here to 19. Okay, and if I go to 45 over here, this is like above 15, and at 45, it's like a little above 14. So let's look at 45. Okay, 45 hours. Right here, 15.38. So at 45, that's see, here's 15. This is not right. This would be 15. I'm thinking it's right here. See here at 45, see how it's 15? I think that's the answer right there. Let's look at these other ones just to make sure. I think it's C. Yeah, see at 45 here, it's all the way up here at 19 on this one. And at 45 here, it's like almost 17. So I'm pretty sure the answer is C. So I'm going to click C here. And that's it, yeah. We're going to skip over to 15. Okay, let's put a new one on here. Okay, use a time series chart to display the data shown in the table. Okay, so all right, so let's look at okay, so if you look at 2015 has 104.5 degrees, and I'm thinking here, man, that at 2015 both of these are wrong. This wrong. I think it's just this one here, man. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, see at 2015 105, almost 105 degrees. So that was it there, yeah. All right, then what best describes the data here? Number of degrees conferred increased each year. Well, yeah, this increased each year, didn't it? Number of degrees conferred means like they were issued. Increased each year until 2012, then decreased. Well, no, it just kept going up and up and up and up. So it says this one says that degrees conferred increased each year until 2011, then decreased. No, I didn't do that. Number of degrees conferred decreased. I think the answer is A. Yeah, because see, it kept increasing, kept going up and up and up and up. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to 17. Look at this one. All right, what do we have here? Display this data with a dot plot. Okay. Oh, we got a stem and leaf plot, and we're wanting to make it into a dot plot. All right, so, all right, well, let's look at what we got different on here. So, okay, well, first of all, look at my key. My key 1/9 means 1.9. Okay, so first of all, this right here, this one's in 10s and 20s and stuff. It's not that one. See, it needs to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to be one of these three. So I'm just going to leave this down here since that's the wrong answer there. And we'll just look at all four of these things. Now let's look for something that's different. And the first thing it points out to me is 3. See 3 here? There's 5 of them there. There's only 2 of them there. But 3 don't even have any here. So if you look at 3, that's... look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 zeros. 3.0 is 3. And I think it's this one. So it looks like B. Yes. All right, now, describe the differences between the stem and leaf plot and the dot plot in how they present data. All right, the stem and leaf plot shows that the stem and leaf plot, if you look, let's see, let's put it back on here so you can see it. The stem and leaf plot shows that most of the data values are between, looks like 25 and 34. But no. It's 2.5 and 3.4. Okay? The dot plot shows that the values occur the most often with, okay, the values 2.8, 3.0 occur the most often with, okay, so we said this was our stem and leaf plot. Looks like 2.8 and 3.0 occur the most, so it's got to be this one, with 2.8 occurring the most. So let's put 2.8 in here. Okay, let's check our answer there. Looking good. All right. Let's go to these last two. These last two, and this is what happens in graphs sometimes. They're a little misleading. Okay? See, if you look at this graph right here, this is misleading. And the reason is because look at the third quarter versus the fourth quarter. The third quarter is like double or maybe even triple than what fourth quarter is. But if you look at the numbers on the side, it starts at 90, which makes this misleading. It makes this look like it's more than what it is. Now, if you look at the real graph, which we'll get to that here in a minute, but let's see what is misleading here according to this. And the large gap in vertical axis makes it appear that the values for the third quarter are disproportionately larger than, that's it right there. See, the gap from 0 to 90, see, 0 to 90 is not even there. So that gap makes it look like this third quarter is disproportionately larger than the first quarter, the second quarter, and the fourth quarter. So that's my answer there. So we're good. Now, we want to correct it with the graph. All right. Now, if you look at it, see, this starts at 90, this starts at 90. Here it is right here. See, it starts at 0. And see, if you look at it now from 0, look at it's not really that much more. Third quarter is really not that much more than fourth quarter. And see, in this misleading graph, it looks like it's just triple, when really it's not that much difference. So the answer is B right here. That's the answer. So that's how misleading graphs can be. Here's another one. Okay, we've got this pie chart here, and it's misleading. And I think right here, the angle makes it appear the third quarter had a larger percent of sales when in fact it's the same as the first quarter. See, if you look at the first quarter's 38, the third quarter's 38, but the way this graph is being in three-dimensional like, it makes it look like this yellow is a whole lot more than the blue, when actually they're supposed to be the same. So that's what the answer is, A. Okay, now, which of these would be the best one? Okay, so you just got to look and make sure your numbers match up. So like the first and the third are both 38. And, well, look here, that's 20 and 38. Here it is right here. See this one? See 38 and 38? And we got 20, 20, and we got 4 over here. This is it right here, see? Okay. Anyway, I think that's all we got here. So, that's it. We got graphs and displays, and hopefully this will make sense to you. But if you have any questions, just give me a shout, all right? Have a good rest of the day.